Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where I have another idea. It might be a bad one, but here's the idea. What if instead of doing this, and this is going to require a bit of re-engineering, what if we commented these out again, and this time did public list of vector3, so list vector3 connected road pieces equals new list of vector3, and this is actually going to need to be a list of a list, so we're definitely going to need to do that. And then a new list of a list of vector3, like so. Okay, so obviously we don't have this, so biome hexes I dot connected road pieces dot add a new list of type vector3, like so, and then we comment out the next and the previous road pieces. We don't need an N here. Okay, now instead of doing previous road pieces and next road pieces here, we can comment these out and instead say biome hex dot connected road pieces next hex index dot add building index, and then hang on, what are we adding here? Oh right, instead of building index we would do sub hex manager dot subhexes building index dot transform dot position, like so. And then we do the same exact thing, except we would just invert next hex index and building index. So we would take this, place it here. So they now know about each other, but it's all in one list now. Fewer ways that we can mess this up. So instead of biome hex.next road pieces I.contains neighbor index, we would instead do something along the lines of biome hex.connected road pieces I. We would not need this second here. In fact, we would not need those parentheses at all. And then instead of neighbor index, because it's a vector3, we would then be able to do something along the lines of this dot transform dot position. It compiles. I don't think it's going to fix the problem. I really don't. Let's go ahead and unrun this. I was running it off camera a little bit, trying to figure out what exactly was going on. I still don't know exactly. I don't think this is going to solve the problem, but I think this will simplify things. So, let's come on in here. As soon as it loads. There we go. Okay. Correct, it did not solve the problem. It's doing exactly the same thing, but it does simplify things and eliminate a variable. That is good. So let's go ahead and come on up here. And I think we can safely, at this point, delete the next and the previous pieces. We don't need that. All we need is the connected road pieces. So, with that information, now we can think about maybe doing something else. And what are we going to do here? Well, we know for a fact that our pieces here, I mean, this does the same thing. But we know for a fact that our connections are not properly generating. Or something along those lines. And the question is, why? So let's go ahead and go in here. Skip the tutorial. In we go. Okay, so we can see here, this intersection here has a connection failure. Several connection failures, actually. It should be connected here, here, and here. This one should be connected here, 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 and here. This one here, 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 and here. So all three of these intersections have connection failures. And the question is, why is this happening? We set the connected hexes here. That isn't reset. And then we iterate through again here and generate our non-road buildings. I think they're being set correctly here. Let's just go ahead. We know that the roads are generating correctly. So I'm going to add in here an if, and this is going to be if biomehex.buildingIndex equals road intersection dot generic, or building road intersection generic. So if this is true, I want to debug.log biomehex.connected road pieces building index. Like this. I want to know how many it's outputting at this stage, so that we can know if it's correct there or if it messes up somewhere else along the way. Because we clearly broke something at some point. So let's see what we've got. Okay. So, we've got ourselves... That's just outputting the list. Of course it is. Because this needs to be .count. Okay. There we go. We'll recompile that. Clear this. And let's run this again. So, now it should give us the information that we need. Whether these are properly outputting where we're working, or whether they mess up later. We should be able to eliminate another variable here. So let's go ahead and come here. Okay. So 4, 4, 4, 6, and 4. So this is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4. Well, I think we can safely say this is very different from what we're seeing here. But first, I want to see something along the lines of building index plus building index connections. There we go. Okay. So now we should see if these actually match up or not. And I'm willing to bet they won't. So let's take a quick look here. But I think we can safely say that it's generating correctly, and then it's when it's adding in adjacency, it's doing things differently or something. Okay, so here we can see it actually generated 0 intersections. So, position, all of these are 4-way intersections, is that correct? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, 2 of these are 3-way intersections. One of them is 4-way, but they all actually ended up outputting nothing. So let's come in here. Here we have some connection failures. This one actually generated correctly. Interestingly. Okay. So, the question then is, what exactly is happening here? I think up here is generating correctly-ish, and then down here it's messing it up in some way when it is adding in the fake adjacency if necessary. So that is up over here outside of this switch statement. Case 3, case 4, case 6. Where's case 5? There's case 5. Okay. So when it's adding all of this, connected neighbors.add fake position. So it's adding in the fake positions for what? If we are at a road end. Okay. And then here, it adds in our connected neighbors. It finds our connected neighbors. What if we just used connected road pieces here instead of connected neighbors? So then, if we were to comment this out again, like so, and then we were to just say connected neighbors dot add, and we were to just add in everything. So for int, I guess we could use k equals 0. K is less than biome hex dot connected road pieces I dot count k plus plus, and then we just add in connected neighbors dot add. Oops, there we go. Connected neighbors dot add biome hex dot connected road pieces I. This is biome hex. What? Connected road pieces I. Oh. Connected road pieces I, K. There we go. I am an idiot. Let's see what that does. That way we're cutting out the middleman. Fewer chances for errors. So let's see here. Maybe this works? Boy, I hope this works. Nope. Connected neighbors 24. Okay, so we have way too many neighbors then when we're doing it this way. So I mean, we can... Oh, that's the problem, because we're doing this in a for loop. We do this out here. We move this comment out from here to here. Like that. Now we give this a proper go. Because we were doing it in a for loop and doing it multiple times, so of course it's going to be throwing errors. That's kind of expected. Okay. Let's see if this works. No. But that's progress. Kind of. So unconnected hexes.count equals 4333. I think we need to add in some more info here. So like when 2 are expected. Like that. And then for each of these, we can go through. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so if unconnected hexes.count is not equal to 2. Let's just go up here and do a Control F. And find adjacency failure when 2 are expected. Okay. We'll add in when this is 3 are expected. This is when 2 are expected, when 3 are expected. This is the only time it does it? Okay. Only 2 and 3? No, there's a... Okay. Let's go ahead and save that. We will recompile this, and we'll see how this goes. Maybe this will give us the information we need. Maybe. I really don't know what's going on with this. It should, from what I can tell, be working, but there's clearly an error somewhere. We'll find it, eventually. But it's super important that these roads work, so we can't really proceed until we find it. So as long as it takes. Okay, let's come up here. Well, that worked. Let's try this hex. Okay, that one didn't work. Well, this worked. This less so. Count equals 3 when 2 are... 4 when 2 are expected, 3 when 2 are expected, 3 when 2 are expected. Okay. So this guy obviously should not be a 6-way intersection. So that's a bit of a problem. However, I have a theory. All of these, you notice, are more than the previous, or more than expected. It never has fewer connections than expected right now. So the problem then would be potentially with this. I think we need to be using approximate contains. So if not sub hex manager dot approximate contains connected neighbors, and then this, like that. And then let's check up here. That's using approximate. This is not. Sub hex manager dot approximate contains. We would then use connected neighbors, and we would ditch the contains at a comma here, like so. And then case 5 appears to be correct. Okay. This is a connected neighbors dot contains here. So sub hex manager dot approximate contains connected neighbors, like that. Okay, and then case 6 doesn't seem to be a problem. Case 4, we did it there. Case 3 we changed. And then case 2 is down over here, which is fine. And then this is an intersection failure here. Okay. I don't think that's going to fix it, but we'll see. Maybe it does. Maybe it was just that there was some approximation floating point error issues there that were exacerbated from moving over. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. Like, I'd be a little shocked if this just straight up worked. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, we can see this is working. I think this is working, although this may be supposed to be a 5-way intersection, but that would be quite a mess up there. Let's head over to here. Okay. This is working fine. This is working fine. These two are obviously not. Unconnected hexes.count equals 3 when 2 are expected. So, I mean... Okay, and not... Approximate contains unconnected hexes full adjacency. Okay. And this is the same place. So yeah, there's clearly a problem with the adjacency. But as to where that problem actually is, where that problem actually lies... I don't actually know. Unconnected hexes.count equals 3 when 2 are expected. And then it breaks out. What happens if we comment out this break? What does it actually do? Oh, come on, go ahead and compile. You'll be fine. Okay, let's rerun this. Come on. One of these days. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, both of these seem to think that they're adjacent to this guy, which they clearly are not. But mostly it's working. I mean, there are lots of intersections to nowhere right now, right? So, like, if we come over here... Intersection to nowhere, intersection to nowhere, intersection to nowhere. The adjacency is very, very wrong. But only on the intersections. Which tells me there isn't a problem down here. I'm pretty sure the problem lies up here, with when we are adding in the connected road pieces. So up here, current hex equals goal hex, we break out. But we've already added here to the next hex. So we do add all of those. So the question then is, why is it not working? Like, I feel like this should work. There is a problem with the intersections, and only the intersections. The problem does not lie in the roads. So this is completely fine. This here is less fine, but I feel like it should be completely fine. Maybe instead of intersections neighbor index dot contains I, we should be going with connected road pieces neighbor index dot contains, And I is just our index, our road number. So then that would be current hex.transform.position instead. I mean, that's not going to change this. I don't think, anyway. It's just another way of doing the same thing. Theoretically. Well, come on. Let's find out. I'm quite certain this isn't going to fix it. Oh my, argument out of range exceptions already. Well, that looks right. Was I wrong? We are getting argument out of range exceptions quite frequently. But when we don't, it works. Huh. So what are these argument out of range exceptions? This is world hex line 252. 252. Next hex equals possible locations random.range 0 possible locations dot count. Uh-huh. Fascinating. So it was doubling back then? And now it's getting stuck. If it's already connected to the current position, it shouldn't bother. Because that would cause it to double back. Current hex.neighbors j is fine. But I have to assume it was 0, so it was generating 0 to 0, which was 0, and then there wasn't anything in the possible locations. What happens if we completely remove this little section right here? Like, we would need to move this here. Oops. We would need to move this here. And then place this, like, right here. Hypothetically, if we allow it to double back, what would this look like? Would that fix the argument out of range exceptions? Would that fix the whole thing? Because if this is the problem, then this should be quite solvable. Let's find out. I don't think we just got lucky before with all of those. Okay, adjacency failures here. This one worked fine. Adjacency failures here. Adjacency failures here. Everything else is working fine, though. Hey, look at that. That's all perfect. It's only the adjacency failures when we do that. Oops, that was the wrong one. Okay. So this is definitely the issue. Doing it this way is definitely a better way to do it. But we're running into issues where the possible locations don't necessarily have anything. So, let's just put a cut in here, and next episode we'll see about finally getting this completely ironed out. See you all then.